All right, let's get right into it. We're tackling a topic today that, well, it's not just about relationships or getting your heart broken. This is framed as a matter of survival. It's about this idea that for so many men, the real struggle comes from being dependent on validation from other people, specifically from women.
And that quote right there, it just changes the whole game, doesn't it? We're not talking about how to get over a breakup. We're talking about how to reclaim a piece of yourself, how to prevent a kind of spiritual death.
And that leads us right to this core idea, emotional suicide. It's exactly what it says on the screen. It's the moment you hand over the keys to your own self-worth and basically ask someone else to tell you that you matter. That's the problem we're digging into.
So how does this all start? Well, that brings us to our first section, the validation trap. And here's the thing. This trap doesn't just snap shut on you. No, it's usually sweet, it's subtle, and honestly, that's what makes it so incredibly dangerous.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. You've got two roads in front of you. Over on the right, you've got the right path, building your confidence from the inside out, from your purpose, your progress, your discipline. But on the left, that's the wrong path. That's waiting for her to say you're enough. And that's the moment you stop being the hero of your own story and start auditioning for a role in hers. That's the beginning of emotional slavery.
Okay, so what's the real cost of going down that wrong path? This next section is all about the price of approval. Because let me tell you, this kind of dependency, it is never, ever free. And the first thing to go, it's your strength, your own inner core. The second your main goal shifts from building your own life to just getting a positive review from someone else, that strength starts to just fade away.
And from there, respect starts to die. Just look at these behaviors, always asking for reassurance, demanding her attention, needing her to constantly feed you emotionally. And why does this kill respect? Well, the argument is that women are drawn to confidence, to a man with a plan. When she sees a guy who needs her approval just to feel okay, that attraction just withers.
And it doesn't stop there. It turns into a straight-up addiction. I mean, look at this cycle. It starts small, right? You're just checking her messages for a little ego boost. Then you start to panic if she takes too long to reply. Before you know it, your emotions are her puppet, and you've lost the one thing you can't afford to lose, control over yourself.
But then comes what might be the biggest loss of all. Your mission dies. Your purpose, your goals, the future you were supposed to be building, it all gets pushed to the back burner. Because now your main focus isn't building an empire, it's just worrying about what she thinks of you.
I mean, look at this. It's a choice, really. Are you the guy on the left who performs for attention and follows her moods, or are you the guy on the right who leads his own life and follows his own mission? It's the difference between being reactive and being a force of nature.
And this quote, man, this one hits hard. Because that fear of losing her makes you tolerate things you never should. You put up with disrespect, you swallow nonsense, all to keep your source of validation around. But in the process of trying not to lose her, you end up losing yourself.
You also lose that edge, the mystery, the authority. When you become an open book of neediness, you become predictable. And according to this line of thinking, predictability is the enemy of attraction. You've basically handed over all your power. All right, that was a lot. That's the problem, and it's pretty heavy. But now we're going to flip the script. This section is all about the solution. It's the way back. It's the path to self-respect.
So, how do you get out? How do you actually break free from this validation trap if you find yourself stuck in it? It's not some magic trick. It's a total, fundamental shift in how you live your life.
Well, here it is, the roadmap. These 4 pillars are basically the antidote to this whole validation mess. It starts with real self-respect. Then, finding and chasing your purpose like your life depends on it. From there, embracing discipline. And finally, building a life that is so fulfilling on its own. It just does not revolve around anyone else's approval.
Think of it this way. You're changing your fuel source. You're not plugging into someone else for power anymore. You're generating it yourself. Your confidence stops being something you ask for and starts being something you earn through your own actions, through your own progress.
And really, all of that stuff we just talked about, it all comes down to this one single, most important action. Build yourself into a man of such substance, with such a strong purpose, that you already know who you are. Her validation then becomes a nice bonus, not the gasoline in your tank. Okay, final section. Let's talk about the end game, the transformation. This is about becoming what the source material calls the unstoppable man. And just look at that shift.
You go from being someone's emotional property, which sounds awful, right? Needy, weak, a burden, to being an unstoppable partner. You become grounded, strong. You give from a place of overflow, not from a place of emptiness. You're no longer a project, you're a prize.
This chart just nails it. When you get your self-worth from inside, when that bar is high, look what happens. Respect from others goes up, attraction from others goes up. You end up getting the very thing you were chasing, but only after you stop chasing it.
And that's the great paradox of this whole thing, isn't it? The more desperately you chase approval, the faster it runs away. But the moment you stop, the moment you focus on your own path and validate yourself, you naturally become the kind of person others are drawn to.
So what's the recipe for this self-validated man? Let's just break it down one last time. It's purpose, which gives you direction. It's progress, which builds your value. It's discipline, which forges your character. And it's self-respect, which is the foundation for everything. Your identity is carried by your own spirit, not by someone else's opinion.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. A question for you to really think about. Forget everyone else for a second. Forget about approval. What's your mission? What's the great work you will commit to that's going to build your future and make you the man you were born to be?